Well, I'm going to mute myself because I'm in the middle of dinner. I
Oh, you
didn't get
don't want
home
us to hear
soon
your
enough.
munching and crunching?
Well, if you really want to, but
Well, I don't know. We didn't have anybody submit any questions tonight, so it might just be you and I chatting.
well, that changes things. Essentially, it's my problem is I feel like I don't know enough to ask questions at
Yeah,
this
and I
point.
think that's kind of what everyone is kind of facing. It's I don't know what to ask because I don't know what to ask. So that is one of those that we kind of run into. I mean, unless your whole club is diving in deep into
Right.
pathways, it's kind of hard to say, oh, well, these are the questions that they all have because
Right.
they don't have the questions yet, which is something that we've faced so far, which is why I'm not running like 5 sessions a week for this sort of pathways virtual support sessions. It's one or two. We do get some questions about Basecamp manager roles and about um, what the format is and that sort of thing. But we've gone over that. We've recorded those sessions and they're available on YouTube.
Okay.
So I think that's something else to just kind of know as far as coming into this role, because you're going to be the new VP of
Right.
USD YAP and Yotes. I'm saying that for everyone that's going to watch this recording later. Woo, is that it's we have all these recordings, we have everything available. There's a lot of alternate sort of trainings, and the material is out there. We don't really have to reinvent the wheel, but it is good to know who to ask if you have the questions. And so that's definitely what I'm here for. Even after we do all these support sessions, I'm not just going to go away. Obviously, I'm not going to go away for you. So you get to ask me all the questions you want all the time, which is kind of convenient. But we'll continue to host these sessions as people get more familiar with pathways too.
Okay. I think somebody else just joined, or is that your
Uh,
background noise?
that it might have been my background noise. I see still 2 participants,
Okay. Well,
just you
then,
and I.
since it's just the two of us, um, I thought I had logged in
Okay.
way back in March, but I can't find my user ID password,
Okay.
the Toastmaster International one. So is that something that you reset or
So do you know which email address you used when you logged in?
work?
Work email address? Okay.
Yeah, because it's service for me, so it's work related.
Aha. Well, that's kind of nice. Okay.
That's the nice part of about being a faculty member. The not so nice part is
Absolutely.
the 50-hour weeks at
Well,
times.
that's beside the point. I mean, that's with NFE positions too. It's like, well, sometimes you have to work much longer than usual, but sometimes it's a little bit less. But anyways, I do not have access to passwords in particular, but
Okay.
what I can access is like your member ID number. As far as resetting your password, I'm going to go ahead and log out of mine. I just want to see what happens. So what I'm going to do quick is I'm going to share this screen just so that we can all see what's going on.
Okay.
Did you call in or are you on a computer?
I'm on a computer.
Okay, are you able to see right now my Toastmasters International?
Yes.
Perfect, okay. So I'm gonna log in and I'm just gonna see what happens because there is a button here, the forgot password.
Ah, okay.
Yep, and so I'm just gonna enter my email address. Now, the thing is, if you don't know your email address, you don't know your member ID, anything like that, your VPE president, basically any other executive committee member should have access to some of that into Leadership Central. Now, don't quote me, it might just be VPE president and president, but I think that the majority of our executive members have it. So I went ahead and reset my password, not a big deal. It says we've sent you a password, reset email to my email address. It's going to take a few minutes, but I'm going to pop up my email here because
Okay.
like you, this is considered professional development. So I have my work email. At least it was considered professional development when Lee Felder was here. So that's always exciting. Okay, so I do have, I'm gonna go ahead, new share. Let's see if I can get my inbox. Okay, I'm going to share my screenshot here. Hey, look, you just emailed me. Diana emailed me. It says you recently, it's going to take you through the entire hoorah of going through updating your password. So let's share this one. Okay, are you able to see reset your password?
Yes.
Okay. So I reset it. Well, I know that reset your password, new password. All right. Oops, it didn't match. Apparently I probably put in fun character in one and not the other. I'm having to reset my password a lot lately, so this is my new default password, which is really fun. So that's really it. So I'm going to quick show you this also, so you can still see my Leadership Central and all of that.
Yes.
Okay, so if I go to Leadership Central, and you'll have access to this when you become BPE, Club Central, and I'm not going to go through all of it because I don't want that all recorded, but if you go to your club roster, it will tell you everyone in your club. It gives you their email address, their member ID, and a lot of other pertinent information, like if they've held a club office, if they're enrolled in Pathways, all of that's available in this club roster right there.
Okay.
So if someone comes to you at some point and says, I don't remember any of this information, we can access it right there. And so like I showed you, to change your email or change your password, it's as simple as almost every other change your password type site. So not too much of an issue. Let's see if I can go. I'm going to stop my share so that you can see my face too.
Oh, I don't care.
Hey! I think I'm offended by that one.
Speaking of which, I disabled my webcam.
Oh, that's totally fine.
I didn't know it was enabled though, so it's good that I tried to log in.
Right. Yeah. So that's good too. I was going to say the other night, I had one participant that was on camera, but her volume was not working. Her sound was not working. And then I had one participant that called in. And so I could see the one like trying to mouth words and the other one was speaking in my ear. I'm like, you don't sound right. Like this is your wrong voices. But that's the fun part of technology. So no worries there. So that's really it as far as logging in. But you might get that a lot. You might get people that are wanting to know that information. Again, I'm happy to share what I have. But it's always good for new BPEs, new presidents to know where to find that and not be like, oh, I have no idea. Let me go ask someone else if it's right there and available for you. So that's, just a little bit about logging in. And then I'm going to share this then too. So once
you know, I haven't gone through the assessment yet. So
and that's okay.
That's important to do. So.
It is okay. I won't kick you out or anything for not going through the assessment. So then once you are in, obviously you go to the Pathways tab and you can access your path, learn more, take your assessment. It's very quick. Choose your path. Also very quick. It tells me right now that I have to pay $20. That's because I've already taken my assessment. But if I wanted to start a second one, it would just be $20 straight up. So you can work on more than one path at a time if you feel like doing that. If you are a member of more than one club, you'll get up to 2 paths for free. So that's kind of nice. It's a little added bonus for being a multiple member. So for me, if I went to take my assessment, I want to see what happens. Okay, so I can start my assessment. Let's see, I'm going to do it in English. I just want to see. It'll probably let me do the assessment again for free, but I won't have to do I won't have to select another path. So I won't have to charge the $20, but you can see the 3 topics you're most interested in. You get to select that. Just going to kind of go through this so that we have it on record. These are maybe not my top 3, but I'm just going to pick them. So negotiation, time management, and networking. Just going to select that. And then it goes through this comprehensive series of questions. Which of the following topics is most related? We're going to say that negotiations is very important for why I joined Toastmasters. And learning about time management will significantly benefit my personal life. Here's where it's going to go through more personal questions. I make eye contact with my audience. No, I don't do that at all. I'm going to adapt my communication. Yeah, sure, I kind of do that. Working as a team is a good opportunity for me to better understand myself. Man, I don't know. Anyway, we could go through this whole thing, and at the end, it's going to spit out 3 different paths for me. And again, I'm just going to select a bunch of buttons here. I'm not really reading the questions. But you can kind of see what it looks like when you take your assessment then. So we're just going to, oh, interpersonal skills. That's tough. Seek out a new way of doing things. I don't like that at all. I know how people react to me. That's a good one. No, never calm, never relaxed. We're just going to go through, I'm generally cautious, yes, or well, in conversations, oh no, I don't find things of interest. I don't like that. All right, prefer to be a team member rather than a leader. We're going to agree on some of these so it doesn't say that you're an awful Toastmaster and you have learned nothing. So, all right, so let's agree there. Engaging, okay. And again, it's important to be honest in this. Again, I'm not being honest right now, but if you're not kind of looking internally about what you are good at, your strengths, it's not going to provide you the best matches. So what you see here, it does have the 3 best matches for what I said about myself: persuasive influence, innovative planning, and strategic relationships. I can look at them a little bit closer, kind of read what they're going on. You can choose the path, or if you look at that and you go, this doesn't make any sense, I don't like it, none of those sounds like what I want to do, you can always then go down here and look at all of the paths and you can read more about them. So leadership development, this is interesting too. It says I cannot purchase this path because I'm already in this path. So that's good to know. But if say I want to learn more about dynamic leadership, I can read more and it gives me that same kind of information right there. Kind of goes through the projects and all of that. So that's what the assessment looks like. That's what you get afterwards. And once you're in it, once you've selected your path, so obviously I'm not going to do that because I don't need to purchase anything right now. I'm just going to go to my pathways. I'm going to go to Basecamp because that's where everything is. You're going to get a screen that looks kind of like this, Kathleen. You will have access once you are VPE to log in as a Basecamp manager and to log in as a member. So when you log in as a member, this is where you'll have access to all of your information, all of your feedback. If you have questions, the Navigating Basecamp has a lot of information about what each of the tabs means, completing a project. I'm getting all of these fun little, just sent me an invite. Okay. Yep. Thank you, Diana, for sending the invites. We are already active, so we will use your invite a little bit later. So when we get in here, the feedback and recognition, just kind of learning about what it is that we are doing in here. It is obviously important. It's important for you to know so that our new members aren't constantly wondering what's going on here, especially those that joined with Pathways. We have 2. There we go. Feedback and recognition gives you a whole drop-down list. Overview, requesting feedback. And when you open these, so let's just open tracking your meeting roles. You can launch the videos and other tutorials, which is really nice. And then you can save them to your transcript. You can archive them to watch them later. Those are all really good aspects of this. If you know that you're going to constantly go back to tracking your meeting roles, or you want to tell somebody else about it, but you're like, what was that thing called? You can always save it. So I'm just going to launch this. I don't know if it will open in the same window. Are you able to see this little launch thing that's going around, Kathleen?
No, well, I just saw a loading window. I didn't see your cursor, but
Okay.
I now see the Toastmasters Pathways.
Welcome to Pathways Tutorials. Nope.
No.
Okay,
You have
let's.
education transcript.
Aha. So I'm going to share this screen here.
Ah, now I got it.
Yes. So if you are wondering about tracking your meeting rules, these are the type of tutorials that are now available. So.
Okay.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. I mean, it's very nice.
I know.
I'm not just reading a book, even though
Exactly.
I like reading books.
So we'll just kind of go through this.
Okay. Aha! Nice choice, because I'm topic master tomorrow.
There you go. There you go. And that's how you can track your meeting roles. And again, these are available to anyone that's in Basecamp. So if you're not in Basecamp yet, I suggest just going through, taking your tutorial, not tutorial, your assessment, and then just logging in. It's a really swift way to do that. So let's go ahead and back to my universal profile. I'm going to share that screen quick. So I went in there. Let's see, how do we evaluate icebreaker? I was going to say tracking your meeting roles. So you can see this is already now available in my education transcript. So if I go back to that home page and I go right down here and it says transcript, I have all of that available here. All I need to do is click my education transcript or click it right here. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will go down and I can see right there not providing feedback. That's not the one we just did.
Top
Was it back up there? Explore my profile, how to evaluate. Where did it go? It's supposed to have just stayed in there. Looks like I have my pathways guide stuff in here. It might have changed profiles on me. In which case, that's kind of fun too. Did not know that it would do that, but it does look a little different than my other one. Anyway, let's go ahead. Let's do the explore my profile overview. So if I click on launch here, it'll just launch that tutorial. If I click on explore my profile overview, it kind of goes into the nuts and bolts of everything that's going on in there. And like I said, this is where you can move to archived transcript. Then it won't show on your active transcript, but it will be available to you in your transcript field here. So if I go down here, instead of looking at active, I want to look at archived. We can see it's available right there.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, yeah, once you get in it, it's fairly straightforward, especially for people that use computers on a regular basis. If you're, sitting down, that's why I strongly suggest for anyone that's going to be a vice president of education working in Basecamp as a Basecamp manager, be familiar with a computer. It sounds silly, but there are some that, might not be as familiar or might not be as comfortable using the computer. So that's something to think about. But maybe it's your high performance leadership project is you want to become more familiar with how to use electronics and stuff like that. So those are all things to think about when getting your executive committee ready.
Interesting.
Yes. So that's why we picked you. Like someone that's familiar with with all the good stuff. The good stuff.
Some days a little too familiar.
That might be. Oh, yes. But anyway, so like you said, it's hard to know what questions to ask when you don't know where to start. But, happy to host these sessions again. I was available for another club last night, so that when they had their meeting, they called me up and they're like, what? And they asked the same thing that you did. What happens if I don't remember my email? What happens if I have to reset my password? So we kind of walked through that same thing. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit of the nuts and bolts. Like I said, it did give us an opportunity to go through the assessment, which is nice.
Yeah, I think that archiving function will be nice when you finish out one pathway or one milestone and want to move on to the next.
Yep, absolutely. Or, you use a resource, you just clicked on it and you're like, oh, I didn't mean to click on that, but it will be helpful later. Put it in your archive so that you're not like trying to dig back through everything that you just went through. Or, mark it complete, and that way it's not lingering on your education transcript.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So all fun stuff in there. Did any of that bring up any questions for you, Kathleen? And if not, that's fine. Okay.
For me, not yet, because my Toastmaster world is still for one more speech.
Yep.
In the Competent Communicator, which
yep.
I want to get done before July 1st. We'll see if I make it.
I would love for you to get it done before July 1st.
But
for those of you out there that don't know, we are 1 point away from being a presidential distinguished club, and that 1 point could be a competent communicator. It would be amazing.
Okay, so, more motivation.
Exactly. Yeah, got to get it in. It would be awesome. So excellent. Well, if there's nothing else that you can think of tonight, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Our next meetings will be, I think we have one more this week, and then we've got a couple in the next few weeks too. So I will send out that schedule again because we've had a few changes, but I will get that out to everyone, and we will be talking then. Yep.
And I did look at my password list, and the only thing I have in my password list is our club website.
Okay. So if you've never logged into the Toastmasters International website, you'll just go to that forgot my password link, and then it asks you if you've ever logged in or anything like it. It'll ask you exactly what I just went through.
Okay, but I don't. Do I need to know my? I need to know my ID though.
You need to know your email address.
Oh, just the email address.
Just the email address. Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'll try to do that before our meeting tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good.
Have a nice evening.
Yeah,
and enjoy not wearing your contacts. You look so different with glasses on.
I know. We closed on a house today.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. It's very exciting, but I think it's just different allergens in and around, and my eyes were burning, and I was like, okay, I have to get going, but I have to rip these contacts out of my eyes because I'm going to die.
Well, I just bought new glasses, so I'll have them in a couple weeks.
All right, excellent. I know without your camera enabled, I can't, give you a fair assessment right now.
Well, considering that I have trifocals with transition lenses and all sorts of stuff on them.
Yeah.
They're not 1 hour lenses.
No, they are not. You get the special kind.
Yeah. So I won't have them until the end of the month.
Oh, so by the time you give your next speech.
Probably.
Well, that would be July 1st. Excellent. We'll have a really great
night. No. Then I'll have mine before.
Right. There you go. Maybe that's what your speech will be about. My trifocal life. I got it all ready for you.
Well, it's not very inspiring.
It could be. Well, it doesn't have to be about the glasses. It could be, thinking broadly about how you have 3 focuses. You can play it. Oh,
yeah. And teaching, librarianship, and service.
Yes, exactly. And just how that has made you a more well-rounded individual. And it's inspiring. And then you bring it back to your glasses. I don't know. You work on it and tell me how that goes.
Yeah, sounds like we've been working too long.
Yes.
All right, well, I will see you tomorrow then.
Sounds good. Thanks, Kathleen. Have a good